Welcome back, and thank you so much for keeping it NBS Television. You are watching the Morning Breeze, your most authoritative morning current affairs show. And of course, this is the topical discussion as we get deeper into conversations about the political landscape as it is. Like I said earlier on, 2 decades after multi-party dispensation. But this will be the 5th election after the return of multi-partyism in Uganda. The bigger question that always confronts every Ugandan or any average Ugandan away from the ruling party, which has stayed its time for almost the last 4 decades, and all this time after the return of multi-party politics, is does the opposition still exist? Well, not to say that they do not recognize the sacrifices and whatever has gone on around the side of the opposition in trying to overthrow the government in power, but because there's been a shift in faces of the opposition, a lot of many political parties being faced because of, being formed out of disgruntlement. But even within those political parties, when intra-party dynamics play out, a lot of fractures get to develop. Now, that is what we'll be focusing on this very morning. The National Resistance Movement just finished their party elections and primaries as well, even elections for the Central Executive Committee, but that did show out a very distinct divide in the party that is also still being sorted out. With me right here in studio, I am delighted to definitely have the Electoral Commission Chairman of the National Resistance Movement, that is none other than Dr. Tanga Odoye, after a very tedious time that has come through, but lots of complaints that are still coming through as the party sorts them out. Doctor, it's a pleasure having you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
It is definitely a pleasure, and I have from the PFF, that's the newest political party that we do have currently right now in the country, as they also comb the ground to try and gain their standing. None other than, he's a household name, Honorable Semuju Nganda. It's a pleasure having you, and a good morning to you, Honorable.
Thank you, and good morning to you and to those who are viewing and following.
I would want to start from you. How prepared and grounded you are as a political party that is the newest on the political landscape of Uganda?
We were registered, issued with a certificate of registration on 5th of June during this election cycle. We participated in youth elections. We performed well in some places, in others not. Of course, most of the youth elections were cheated, stolen by NRM. We are now concluding and presenting candidates for local government. Local government, in the last elections, we had about 300 councillors. 300 councillors, I think, at...
in the last election with the previous party?
No, I'm talking about the positions.
Okay, the elective positions.
Yes, there are about 300 per all levels. I think sub-county 300,000 councillors. So we are preparing. We may not have all the candidates, but beginning today, because nominations are starting today, we'll be presenting candidates. We are still handling Parliament and the presidency. So okay. I think by mid this month, we'll be done with the local government, and then we'll focus on the presidency and Parliament. Okay. So we are preparing ourselves.
We'll be talking about how tedious that would be. You've definitely seen what came from the NRM, what is portending from the National Unity Platform. Let me come to you, Dr. Tanga Odoye. From your primaries that have been contested by a number of candidates, you've had the tribunal hold up, but still a number of people saying there was unfairness, to the Central Executive Committee positions that were being filled that also have come with a lot of fracturing. What do you make of the entire system? Is it just emotions of people coming through, or is it about how serious the party took the elective positions?
First of all, I think I would be very surprised. I would be more surprised if people didn't complain than surprised because people are complaining. Elections are emotional, emotive. They touch the fiber they touch the internal self of a person. It is not just someone goes into it. Okay, there are those who go in for comedy. I watched the Justice Byabakama Electoral Commission, as at times we call them, call for nomination, call for expression of, I think, picking of papers. And I saw a little bit of what for lack of a better word, comedy. But that notwithstanding, as NRM, I think we have done so well in laying the base and structure of the party. To the extent that we did election in the 72,000 villages is a big, big task. That every of the 72,000 villages have NRM leaders. You may say in 5 villages they are complaining of the person in is not a good person, but that is a very small percentage compared to if you put it against the 72,000 villages. So the first thing I think I'm happy for NRM as the chair of the commission is that since immediately I came in, my advocacy was have a structure if this is a mass party. Let that structure be in the village, and that is the structure you use because it is nearer the people. And I hit on what people didn't want. This business of carrying people from Kampala to go and mobilize in my village. I told them that is not good for our politics. And I'm happy the chairman listened. After about 10 years of not having structures, we now have structures in every village. We kept on moving in a smooth way. The only thing is that the higher you go, it's not the cooler it becomes. The higher you go, the more the interest comes, the more the forces come, the more the ones who can compete come and trample on others. And that's where conflict starts. So yes, we've had a very good election. We've had very smooth election at the lower level, up to sub-county. When we reach district, like the forces are now bigger, we've started finding a bit of those conflicts.
Dr. Tsanga, yes, elections are emotive and you would expect people to complain, but there would be an expectation of less complaints during the primaries, for example, where you chose to have a lining up, not a secret ballot.
No, I think
How hard is it to be able to tell that it's 10 people standing behind Ibrahim Semju and it is 5 people standing behind Mildred? Why do we see that contestation?
When we went for registered display on 6th May, every village, you would see how calm, how peaceful people are. When we went into the first phase of election, you would see how peaceful Ugandans are. But the more you climb the ladder, the more forces who come to disrupt that peace come with other exigencies. They come with money, they come with force, they come with this, they are rebellious, they think they own people. So as I was saying, that the higher you come, the more even lining up, which should be obvious, is tainted. The more alteration of results comes in. So there are things which I'm saying NRM must do. The more you're a mass party, our major, I think, consequence now of being so alight is that we have welcomed everybody and the other political parties are not taking many. The other political parties, yes, are taking the number they can afford, but with us, the inward is larger. Now, to control that force coming in will take a bit of time.
Honorable Semju, looking at the fractures that seem to be stemming from the different inter-party dynamics of different political parties, the National Unity Platform just released its LC5 or local council results, and there is already heat that is coming through. Same as was for the NRM. You are preparing as the PFF, and you may as well be able to face the same. How are you planning on navigating such emotions for the processes that you're planning?
I think all of us must be judged by the public, you, the media, and the civil society. Because political parties are public institutions.
Yes.
We are under the Constitution and Political Parties and Organizations Act supposed to be internally democratic. How we organize our internal processes is a matter that the public should judge and see which party is likely to give Uganda an accountable set of leaders. Because we are new, we are unable to hold party primaries. because we registered when the election themselves were ongoing. We may not have as much difficulties as the parties that were there, because we did not exist. There are many people, including those who were with us, who had run away thinking that we will not be able to register the party. Many are now running back. Unfortunately, some are running back after failing in the parties where they went.
Sure. Yeah, we've seen crossovers.
That's really good.
It isn't, because you see, someone should join a political party on conviction.
Yeah.
That I want to be part of this party because it espouses the following ideals. But majority of Ugandans are in political parties to pursue selfish and individual opportunities. They're not there because they believe in these parties.